Hey friends, and welcome. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to build a webinar funnel, and I'm going to be giving you this funnel in GrooveFunnels. So if you're not a member yet, go and check out the links in the description and grab that today. But if you are a member, then this is your training on how you can actually use webinars to generate new leads and new sales into your business every single month. And I'm taking the exact formula that I've used over the last few years, helping companies generate millions of dollars online from webinars. There was a period of time where we ran webinars for one particular company for every single month for an entire year, and every single webinar brought in no less than $100,000 in revenue. And the way that we did this, and probably the most effective way for anyone who has a high ticket product or a service, is to firstly generate leads so you can get people onto a sales call from the webinar, and then convert people on the sales call after the webinar rather than trying to convert them on the webinar. Now you can absolutely try and do a direct sale from a webinar, and that's what everyone's doing and teaching these days. However, it's just much harder to generate a higher return on your investment for your advertising and things like that. Whereas if you take people to a application form or give them a really strong offer to apply to speak with you, then that's when the biggest money can be made. All right, so let's dive into the actual dashboard now. I'm going to step you through this particular training and how we've actually structured this. So basically, as we dive into this now, I'm giving you the exact structure of the landing page that converted best for us. And we tested a whole bunch of different styles over the last year, through that 12-month period working with that company. And the landing pages converted anywhere between 15% to 35%. And this page, the structure of this page actually converted at 35%. And that is in one of the hardest industries in the world, which is business. So going for actual business owners and entrepreneurs, your marketing needs to be really high level, right? I've built funnels in the health space that have been half as good as this and converted like 40-50%. Whereas, this industry is highly skeptical, so your marketing needs to be really good in order to build that trust so people will actually take action. So basically, the way we structured it was we'd have a pre-headline here calling out who the offer is for. We'd have a really compelling headline here that captured people's attention, got them curious, but then got them to want to sign up and read more as well. Then you got to think about, this is going to be on mobile, so you want that button to be pretty much straight underneath the headline itself. So if we go and look at it from a mobile view, then that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, if you have a high amount of authority in your space, then you put your photo here. We were fortunate that the particular business owner for this particular webinar did. So we had his photo here, and then we had the register now button underneath. Whereas if you don't, then I would test removing that photo completely and just relying on your really good headline to get people through the door on mobile view only. So you could test that. But in this particular section, then we put the button on the left because it's going to be higher than all of this stuff. You can put a second button underneath here as well if you're on mobile, but that's definitely what we want to do. So that's a part of it so far. And then we talk about the exclusivity of the training here, give 4 dot points as to why people should sign up and what they're going to take away from it. And then, like I said, if you want to put another registration button there on mobile only, then you can definitely do that. Here we showed some credibility for where we were featured because we were running this masterclass multiple times, and we had some screenshots of testimonials, which we added here. Another call to action there. And then as people scroll down, if they want to continue to learn more about you, then this is where you put your bio, some images that show more credibility for who you are, another call to action, and to get people involved right there. Now, when actually collecting leads, depending on what your back end looks like, we actually collected mobile phone number and how much revenue they were doing in this, and it still converted at around 30%. So you can definitely do that. However, if you were only collecting email address and first name like normal, then it might actually be higher, and you can actually set that up within your pop-up as well. So once they're confirmed, you would obviously need to integrate all of your stuff with your webinar platform, whether that's Zoom or EverWebinar, GoToWebinar, whatever that is. Then once you select your redirect, then this is what the page would look like. And this is based on the pages that pretty much everyone in the industry is using now, because it's getting people excited and it's reaffirming what they've just opted in for. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is that they don't reaffirm that. and they lose a lot of people after people sign up. So basically, this is what it looks like. Again, just saying who you are. Again, just reiterating all of those points about from the front page. So you might want to write a little bit more of an in-depth description about all of the points from the front page here on the left. Then over on the right, setting your countdown timer to when the actual webinar begins. And then this is a big part that a lot of people leave out, but you can get a lot done within this video. So this is like a pre-frame video. Firstly, you want to show more about who you are and about who your company is, and maybe just talk about a couple of testimonials that you're going to go through, or case studies that you're going to go through on your webinar, just to get people excited to want to be a part of that. And then you can add a webinar link here if you want to, or this could be like a free download link as well if you have a free download. And that is the thank you page. Now, obviously, then you want to have some follow-up sequences to get people registered. Normally within your webinar software, you'll actually have that already built in. The highest converting follow-up sequence that we had to get people into the webinar was 24 hours out was a reminder, 6 hours out was a second reminder, 1 hour out was the third reminder, and then a starting now email was the fourth reminder. And then because we were collecting mobile phone numbers, we're also sending an SMS reminder at the very time that the webinar was starting as well, to get people on there. And a lot of the times we had 40 to 50% show rate to cold traffic, which is pretty amazing. And then finally, after you've done the webinar, then if you do decide to do a replay, then I've created this replay page for you as well, based on what I'm seeing working well for me right now. So you'd have your attention grabbing headline there, replay available for a limited time only, have your video in here, and then your 4 key takeaways from the webinar here. Because I found if you get those key takeaways in there that are curiosity driven, then people will actually want to watch the entire replay in order to find out what exactly you mean from all of these key things. And then this button here would then go to your offer. So whether that's a application form or your actual sales page or your checkout page, wherever you're sending people to, then that would be on this particular page right here. So like I said, the best offer that we found was going to an application, and that's going to be in next week's training video. It's going to be next week's funnel for you to download and get for free as well. The application form funnel that I'm going to give you generated at least $2 to $3 million for the company that I built it for. So it definitely works, right? As long as you can tailor make it for your industry and get the copy and positioning right, then it can actually be a really massive game changer for your business. So that's a webinar funnel that has generated millions of dollars, and I'd just love for you to use that as is, put your own spin on it, create your own branding, and yeah, I'm excited to see what you create. So thanks for watching, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.